Yo, it's your boy Alex THSC, Mr. Box Office, and if you didn't know, get to know. And this is a video where I wanted to speak about my reasons for saying this. Conte, you need to walk, and I want Poch back. Explained. Now, the first thing, let's get into why I want Conte to walk. Now, before I say anything, I know there are personal reasons that are behind what's going on at the moment with Antonio Conte. But I'm not here to speak about the personal stuff because everyone knows what the personal stuff is. That's with what's Conte at the moment. And I have to respect that, and I ain't going to go into that. But on the football reasons why we need to let go of Conte and he needs to walk to do us a favour and show what's got the board a message. He's not going to get backed the way he needs to be backed. He needs the top players for his system. Now, Tottenham have had him for over a year now. They should know what Antonio Conte was all about when he started at Tottenham. He knows exactly what the way he plays. Parategy, who I'm not going to get into, that'll be another video. Parategy knows exactly what Conte is all about, what system he does, what the way he is as a manager, what sort of type of players he needs. Now, if we don't know what he wants now and we're still deliberating over it, there's a problem. Especially for a man that's won championships doing it. We're still deliberating over after 3 transfer windows. This is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Now, Conte's not just he's at fault as well because he hasn't improved anybody. Yes, that's fine. But the point is, you know what type of manager you're getting with Antonio Conte. We should never have bought him in the first place. It's pointless. It's been absolutely pointless. And we look like stupid. When we're telling him to do the way that we do it, and we've won no trophies with that, doing that way, and we're not doing the way that he does it, his way, when he's won multiple trophies, maybe not in the best leagues that people feel there is, but Italian league's a decent league in my eyes, and he won it with Chelsea as well, beating on Tottenham as well, by the way, yeah? It's ridiculous. He needs to walk, and that's it, and he's not going to win at Tottenham. It's a second manager that's come in that's won wherever he's won and not won at Tottenham. It's embarrassing. And we've got to stop trying to get somebody else in to try and keep top players happy. This is a full rebuild. So that really goes into why I think Conte needs to walk, and that's it. Okay? Going on to what I've just said, because I said we can't keep our top players happy. This is the reason why I want Poch back. And there's quite a few points I want to mention now. First one, this is a complete and utter rebuild. A complete and utter rebuild. Now, me saying rebuild isn't a rebuild, oh, we're going to get back to the Champions League, or we're going to get back to Europe. There's going to be some pain. There will be some pain. Complete lot utter pain. Being the fact that Harry Kane will have to leave. Now, I know people will make the point, this guy has kept us to the top because of his goals and his assists. Now, I understand that. I absolutely understand that. But that's why we need a complete and utter rebuild. We need a plan. And this is where Poch needs to be a big manager, try to get up to that level of being an elite manager and start insisting on certain things and saying, okay, this is going to be a long rebuild. This is the plan. You either take it or leave it. None of this trying to, we need to get Champions League, we need to do this. No, this is going to be a big rebuild because there's going to be players that are not going to be happy not achieving getting into Champions League and winning the big honours. So we need a big rebuild. And that means Kane and Son will have to leave. They're not going to be able to match the energy that I need for my system. The way that Pochettino plays. He plays an attacking style of football, very high press. So it's going to have to be young players that are going to have to do this system. And that means that they're going to have to work. It's really extremely hard. And I don't think certain players will be able to match that energy that is for the system. And that's it. Going on from that, Pochettino needs to insist on the type of players he needs as well. And they have to work together. Now, this is just me saying my opinion. My opinion. This is not what reality is going to happen. It's just going on what I think is the best thing to do. Because what I wasn't doing on Football Terrace, when I had my appearance on there, I wasn't being clear who I wanted. And Terry was hinting at it. And to be honest with you, I should have just owned it because I was right all those years. We should never have sacked Pochettino. But these are conditions to if he does get into be appointed. He needs to insist on certain things, and the team and Daniel Levy and Poch and all the team behind him need to work together to try and figure out a way to move this forward. So that's the first thing. Obviously, he needs to get rid of all the players that are just not good enough. Winks, Davis, Dyer, Sanchez, Emerson, Doherty, Sessegnon. Skip maybe needs a loan. Tanganga needs a loan. You know, you might be able to keep Richarlison and work around him because he might be got some potential. Gill maybe have some potential with Poch. He might look into trying to improve a little bit more. Sarr, there's something there. There's something there with him. Højbjerg, would he be energy enough to do this? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. You know, it's just trying to get rid of all those players. The Celso, you need to let go. If he's not interested, make sure the loan goes well and let him go. There's just too many players to mention that we need to just let go of. They just need to go. Need to go. And that's it. So again, it's a full rebuild. Going on from that, we need to improve on our youth, the under 21s and the under 18s and our youth at academy. It needs to be completely refreshed. The levels need to be up here, better. One thing that has been brought out of the era of Antonio Conte, is that the youth players are not good enough. Just not good enough. The quality is not good enough. And the standards need to be up here. Like Manchester City, like Southampton's, like Leeds. You know, look at the players that have been churning out every single year. Every single year, there's young players coming out. Chelsea, we need to get to that standard. We really do. And that will help Poch grow the team. The philosophy, the type of players that need to be grown. Even Manchester United are doing it as well. And I know that Poch will still have that hunger to bring through young players and prove those young players. And those players can be the base to bring us forward with some older players as well. So maybe you have a Højbjerg. You maybe have a Skip. You maybe have Perisic, if he wants to stay. If he's got the stomach for it, I don't know. But it depends, you know what I mean? It's just keeping to those players that have got the right mentality that can help the young players grow. And that's it. Now, this is just completely, we don't know whether this is actually going to happen, but we'll see what happens. But again, that is majorly important. And if people can't get that right, they need to get rid of them and get people that can do it to significantly get that level up, get that level well and truly up of young players, because that is no excuses whatsoever. And yeah, we need to do that quickly. Okay. Next point is we keep to this philosophy. We don't mix and match. We don't do what we did before with getting Mourinho in. then getting Nuno in, getting Mason in. No, we don't do that. We get people in who've got the same philosophy, and that is going through the youth as well as into the first team. So they understand what they've got to do when they're in the first team. Yeah, so that needs to continue. Absolutely needs to continue completely. Okay? And if it doesn't continue, that's where we've got a problem. Right? So it has to be all through this. Everybody's got to keep to the same hem sheet of what we want to do moving forward. Moving forward. So, and with that, that goes on leads to my next point, is that after Pochettino, if he moves on to another club, or if the club wants to take him on or something nice like that, we've got a plan of who we want as next manager, who plays a similar way to the last manager. Now, for example, I'll give you some examples, and the recent examples as well. We had Leeds. Leeds were playing Marcelo with Marcelo Bielsa. They had a quick style of play. It wasn't working out. They instantly went to Jesse Marsch, who played similar football and had a similar philosophy to him, but a little bit different, but similar styles. And it was a simple transition. A simple transition from one manager to another manager. That is what I'm talking about. I know it's a lower club, a club that has just come up, but it's proven a point. It's proven a point again. Then you've got Brighton with Graham Potter. We used to be Graham Potter. Now you've got Roberto De Zerbi. Similar manager, again, they did their research. They looked at sort of the type of managers that does the same thing as Graham Potter does. It's a seamless transition. And that's what we need to do. We were doing that under Steve Hitchin, and he did it quickly, but we didn't keep to that, what we wanted to do. And Daniel Levy did say he wants free-flowing attacking football, similar to what Poch was doing, possession-orientated football, attacking style of football. That's what he wanted to do. He said this after a couple of seasons ago, penultimate game, Aston Villa, put in his program notes saying he wants free-flowing attacking football. So he's going back to what he wanted in the first place. So that's it as well. We need that. That's some of the conditions I say we need to do during this period. Okay, and Tottenham should be able to do that. We've got people enabled behind the scenes that can do all this easily. If they can't do it, they need to be out the door. And that's it. It's got to be more well-organised, a football well-organised machine, so this football club can still achieve something. Keep it going and get back to where we need to be. But the way we're doing it at the moment is not right at all. But those are the reasons why I want Pochettino back. Great, and I will repeat it again. Just go back to what I was saying again. It's got to be a full rebuild. Players will need to go. Pochettino will need the chance to decide what he wants to do in terms of players, who he needs to get rid of, what sort of players he needs. The youth will need to work with him as well, and the coaches as well. So he will be in charge of that, as well as getting the right people in, or work with the right people to get that sorted as well. Like, for instance, when John McDermott was in charge, basically. We had John McDermott, who was doing really well, bringing through young players like Kane, Winks, and other players like that. Since he's gone, it's gone downhill. It's gone completely downhill. And that's it. And unfortunately, we need to just get back to that as well. Another reason I said as well is that we need to keep to that philosophy that Pochettino brings in, and bring in managers similar to that. If he leaves or somebody else takes him on, we need that to be sorted better. We need a better strategy like that. like the Brightons, like the Leeds, like Manchester United will do, and you keep that philosophy. And that's it with the managers that we're bringing in as well. Not trying to change the philosophy because, we need to win now. No, that doesn't work. It's not worked with 2 top managers already. It's not going to work. And that's it. So, yeah. So, really, in the end of the day, it's just really about getting just having a plan. That's what I'm ultimately saying, is ultimately having a plan. And if you're going to bring in Pochettino, and Pochettino needs to insist on this, we need to bring in a plan. And that's it. And if Pochettino doesn't get those assurances, do not go near Tottenham. Do not get near Tottenham. We might as well just take on Ryan Mason. And that's it. But for me, it's Pochettino. And my second choice, if you really want to know, Brendan Rodgers. And that's it. So that's coming from your boy. And I did hope for you got your full explanation why I'm saying Pochettino. But this is coming from your boy, Mr. Box Office, Alex THFC. And if you don't know, get to know. And that's it. And as I said, Mr. Box Office is out of here. Take care. Bye-bye.